The office I occupy now is an office that was occupied by Atul. So he's totally out of here, he has cleared out. So there's no Gupta office left here. People that you see here are all executives and employees and so on that are not Gupta family or whatever. It's just employees that I see here. Proceeds of crime and all that, I think as we see it here and now, there's absolutely not even a whiff of evidence from where I sit that is suggesting any criminal activity. And as I said, I think one of the considerations I had that had to do with the timing even of the announcement was the court case. Indeed, there was a lot of concern on my part when it was reported that some 72 suspicious transactions and all that. What does this mean? And whether the conduct of these shareholders in terms of their engagement with the minister, those were two things that worried me. And next thing, we go to court, and the court, the first thing they do, they say this is irrelevant, they chuck it out. Now, I have a lot of confidence and faith in our judiciary. Now, if our judiciary looked at these 72 transactions, did not find it warrants anything else other than to chuck them out, who am I to be lingering with all kinds of so-called suspicion? By the way, if you also understood how FIC decides that something is suspicious, you will know that there's actually nothing sinister about a so-called suspicious transaction. Why is that not sinister? It's not sinister because what happens is that only you know your customer basis. What happens, you get normed as a customer to say you generally spend this way, you generally do this, and so on. So you're sort of normed. So if there's anything that comes up against the norm, that becomes a suspicious transaction. Now, it's important not to confuse a suspicious transaction with an unlawful transaction. I think the problem in the media out there is that there is a conflation of these issues. People conflate suspicion with unlawfulness. No such a thing. There's nothing. But the important thing is that the court did two things. One, it chucked them out. So therefore, I was relieved that if there was any unlawfulness, court would not have chucked them out, number one. Number two, even the conduct of the shareholders that Praveen had said that they said they must intervene and so on, and they looked at it and they dismissed the case with costs. So I again got more confidence that I'm dealing with people that despite how badly they're painted in the media and so on, but our courts, our independent judiciary has come out to say they have no issues here.
Can we see by a show of hands from our colleagues, all of who've been put into this room now, how many of you have submitted a CR24 request this year? How many of you have actually submitted CR24 requests? How many of your media companies have submitted CR24?
So we can follow up on those that raise their hands? Only one. You see?
So 3 of the companies here have journalists who have submitted it.
All right, so that is not just one-sided, and I understand
you're not being targeted.
So just one last thing from me. Can you please explain to me or help me understand why every time I ask you a question that seems to be difficult, you fall back to the fact that you feel targeted, that you might be targeted because you're black? Mr. Manyi, I have asked very difficult questions of all people in this country. I have sent shareholder register inquiries to many, many people in this country, and they're not all black. In fact, they're mostly white. So why is it that we can't just discuss this situation and your acquisition of Lodidox and your acquisition of AN7 and TNA without discussing you feeling targeted?
Yeah, or making it racial. All right, thank you so much.
Here's the answer.
Thank you so much, Philip. If you please take your seat as well.
Here's the answer. I'm hoping my cameras can view on this. The answer is this, that without any evidence whatsoever, I think you get the wrath of your colleagues. It's not you personally. Maybe I was informed by this kind of negative reportage by Juanita Hunter, who just decided that I am a puppet. So everybody else that is asking, I'm already contaminated in my head that why do these people think I'm a puppet? So it's because I'm black, you know, and I don't apologize for this. Black people in this country are generally not trusted. If you look at even the positions that black people hold in this country, then don't get given line positions. They get given staff, support positions, and so on. It's a general institutionalized racism that we have in this country that we must deal with.